Hi, I'm Sally McPherson from iSeek Plant, and this is the second video in a three-part series on how to structure your website as a plant hire company. The first looked at what content you need to put on the site to impress your customers, and now we're going to take a look at what needs to be present on the site so that search engine bots or Google bots read your site. The video takes a deeper look into basic search engine optimization techniques, sometimes called SEO. And you can use these techniques to get your site firstly found in Google and secondly to rank higher than your competitors. Google reads your website from top down, just the way a human would. And it decides that people put the most important content at the top of your website. Makes sense. So when it reads your site, it reads the URL first. So that is the web address in the top of your browser. And that says that it's the strongest indicator of what the website is actually about. So, in the first video, we talked about creating a list of keywords that you would like to rank in Google for. If these keywords appear in a URL of any page on your website, for example, that means it will likely get boosted to the top of the Google ranks because it's highly relevant for that keyword. We are going to use the example of XYZ Plant Hire Company, and they're based in Perth, but they service Karratha, the Pilbara, Newman and Kalgoorlie. So, say you have a page of excavators on the site, and that's your fleet of excavators, and the page contains a whole bunch of links that are clicked to an individual page of an excavator. Then the URL for that main page of excavator links should be www.xyzplantHire.com.au/excavators-for-hire. So then, once a customer goes onto your full fleet of excavators on the page, then they may click on a 20-ton Caterpillar excavator. The URL for that page should be xyz.com.au/excavatorsforhire/20-ton Caterpillar excavator. You can see that those URLs are now piled full of highly relevant keywords. So if anybody searches for excavator hire in one of your stated locations on your contact page, so that is, in this case, Karratha, Pilbara, Newman or Kalgoorlie, then your first page may come up. Or if someone types in, I'm looking for a 10-ton Caterpillar excavator in Kalgoorlie, then your second page will come up. Anyone searching for these general hire terms could likely meet one of those two pages, which would be an excellent result for a customer and for you. So get your developer or your technical manager to change your URL strings. But first, you need to specify the hierarchy of how you want your site to work, and that the URL string needs to include those keywords that you identified in the first video were important for you to rank on. Google reads your contact page and decides where you're located based on it. But it doesn't necessarily believe you. So with every location your company boasts, you need to register a Google place. You can do this by going to google.com/business. Here, you register your address and Google sends you out a PIN code to that address, and you must retrieve it physically and manually enter it into Google's system. This finally tells Google that your business address is legit. So until you do that, it won't necessarily take your word for it. After you register a Google place for your official business address, then you need to make it clear on your contact page where you're willing to work. You need to clearly state your work radius or the area where you're willing to send machines, and this includes a statement about whether or not you mobilise machines to those locations and if you charge for it. Plant hire is so competitive now that project managers are looking for plant hire companies in local areas. But they may also be willing to mobilise your fleet to their site, but they need to know what they're going to be up for. So if you have cheap mobilisation costs or no mobilisation costs, depending on the tender or the area of work, then make these clear so that the project manager is inspired to call you to discuss that. Whatever cities, suburbs or Google places exist on your contact page, these are the geographical locations in Australia where Google will score you most highly. So make sure your page is a comprehensive resource about where you're located and where you're willing to work. Now you have to consider what the bots need to see on your site. To start this process, you need to write a list of all the keywords that people might type into Google in order to find your web address. If you were a plant hire company based in Newcastle and you service everywhere from Wollongong to Port Macquarie and you have a fleet of excavators, dozers, graders, then example keywords may be excavator hire Foster, or grader hire Newcastle, or dozer hire Sydney, or so on. And all of those possible combinations. So in order for Google to match you and your website to a search being run for machines such as excavator hire Foster, the terms excavator hire and Foster need to be highly prevalent on your site, and sometimes they need to be together. So once you create a list of keywords, you need to make sure that these words are all over your site with great regularity. So every time you write excavator on your catalogue of machines, for example, instead of writing excavator, write excavator for hire, which tell Google that your excavators are for hire, as compared to, say, excavators for sale. Then on your homepage, create a paragraph of very rich keyword content in prose that indicates to Google straight up what you're all about. It might sound like this: we specialise in earth moving and civil contracting across Foster, Newcastle, Sydney, Wollongong, Maitland and Dubbo, and supply excavators for hire, graders for hire, dozers for hire, and in range of sizes.
1. Create a list of keywords, every possible search term someone could run in Google to find your website. 2. Remember, Google can't read images. Describe everything on your site in words full of keywords. 3. Add a paragraph of keyword-rich copy on your homepage. 4. Add in the term hire next to every machine reference. 5. Make sure your best content links from the menu at the top of the page.
Whatever you do, don't let your web developer trick you into building a site you can't edit yourself. There are plenty of easy and cheap ways to give you the tools to edit your website yourself. If you are building a website, insist on a content management system, sometimes called the CMS, which gives you a login to a tool allowing you to update, add, text, images and other content to your site, including additional pages. Google scores sites that are regularly updated much higher than ones that are stagnant. This CRM system will allow you to update news and blog site. This is essential for your ongoing search engine optimization strategy, so put your foot down and ensure that a CMS is built into your site. Next, we talk briefly about the technical matters you need to instruct your web development company to do. You don't need to know what this means really in a lot of detail or what to do. All you need to do is take a pad and pen and write down what I'm going to say next. So when you have a site or you're building a new one, simply send them this laundry list and have them get back to you.
Upload a Robots TXT file. 2. Set up Google Analytics for the website and submit a sitemap. 3. Ensure the H1 and H2 headings for every page are different. 4. Ensure that you have implemented a URL hierarchy as indicated above. 5. Ensure that your site has basic content management system or has a blog installed that you can edit yourself. 6. Ensure each page is linked to your social media accounts. 7. Make sure that you don't have broken links or URLs that produce no content.
This concludes our very meaty but first tutorial video on how to structure your website for people and for Google. In the next video, I'll talk about how to get your Plant Hire website to be found in Google, including quick techniques that will instantly boost your rankings. If you want to help promote your Plant Hire business online, then you need to be listed on iSeek Plant. We have literally thousands of users across plant procurement in civil and mining that are looking for machines every day on our website, and my expertise is getting them to find your business. So to list on iSeek Plant, it's free to start off with. Just go to iseekplant.com.au and click List My Business.